What are primary sources?
Hi, I can help. Primary sources give you first-hand, direct, and original evidence for your topic. They are sources that come straight from a time period or from a creator of information. If you are researching history, primary sources were produced in the time period you're studying. For example, a newspaper report from the time of the sinking of the Titanic, or the text of President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, or an actual photograph of a historical figure like the Apache leader Geronimo. All of these existed in a time period from the past. They are jumping straight from history to you in the present day. In literature or the arts, the primary source is often considered the work you are studying. For example, a novel, the text of a poem or a short story. In art, a primary source would be a painting or a piece of sculpture. A primary source means it's first-hand, so in addition to the work itself, it could also be words or information directly from the writer or artist. What's considered a primary source in science is slightly different from what we see as primary sources in history, literature, or the arts. Original research, data, and research studies would all be considered primary sources. That's because they come from first-hand research and come straight from the creators of the information or data to you. A lot of you will be most familiar with using secondary sources. What do I mean by that? A secondary source is something that comments, discusses, or interprets a primary source.
Wait, if a secondary source explains or interprets a primary source, why don't I simply go straight to the secondary source?
Ideally, your research will have a mix of both primary and secondary sources. Primary sources are so important because they allow you to look straight at the past or at a piece of scientific research without the filter or explanation from a secondary source. Primary sources also allow you to experience the topic you are researching firsthand. You can look at a work of art with a fresh eye. You can experience a piece of music and draw your own conclusions about what it means. You can interpret what you read or see and express your own opinions based on the original rather than relying on secondary sources. Your opinion, your impression, and your thoughts count.
Okay, I think I've got it. Primary sources are first-hand, original sources of information. Examples are original documents, works of art, music, and literature. Letters and diaries, photographs, cultural artifacts, eyewitness news reports, original research studies or data. Secondary sources describe, discuss, interpret, or analyze primary sources. They could include things like a book looking back at a historical time period, an article describing or interpreting a work of art or piece of literature, a news editorial commenting on an event rather than reporting it firsthand, a website or publication summarizing and explaining scientific research.
Thanks. Now I think I've got it.